Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Tali and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my November wrap up. For this month of November, it was actually very long for me. I thought I had read a lot of books, but it turns out that I didn't. It always happens every month, but hopefully December is much better. I was able to read 5.5 books. There's one book that I haven't finished reading and I'm hoping that I can finish it today. Today's November 30th and tomorrow is December 1st. The first book that I read for the month of November, I was able to read When I'm Gone by Emily Bleeker. I was actually not really interested in reading this book in the beginning because of the cover. Basically, I read the title, When I'm Gone, and I already knew that the title was going to be about someone dying. I ended up loving the book. It's very emotional, it's very detailed. I found this in my public library and I only got it because it was only like 50 cents and I love cheap books. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the story. It is introduced with Luke, who has came back from Natalie's funeral. His wife of 16 years. He now has to face the hard job of raising his 3 children alone, and it's very devastating in the beginning. We have to read through his journey of him living with his 3 children, having to go through that pain that his wife is not there anymore. When he gets home after the funeral, he receives the blue envelope and he notices his name written across the envelope, and he opens it and he realizes that it's a letter from his dead wife. This is the first but not the last letter he receives from her, and the first letter that he received was the day that Natalie received her first cancer treatment. Plot starts developing when he doesn't know who is sending the letters. So he knows that Natalie wrote these letters when she was alive and when she was going through cancer, but he doesn't know who's delivering them, which is kind of like very like suspenseful because you think that it's the grandma sending the letters, it's the daughter sending the letters. The plot does not just stop there. He starts discovering secrets that his wife kept for a very long time to question many things about his family and his wife. So I actually related this book so much to P.S. I Love You, where a young widow discovers that his husband, who has passed away, has left her 10 messages which are intended to help her ease her pain and to start a new life. The author included many topics from death, grieving, abuse, alcoholism, and just the fact of starting over after a death in a family. Something that I really loved from the book is when the author included the letters. She included them in the words of Natalie, like she was talking to the person reading the letter, which was Luke. The letters did include dialogue, which made it easier for readers to understand what she was going through at that moment when she was writing the letters. There is a huge plot twist at the end, so if you plan on reading this book, be prepared for that. My rating for this book is a 4 out of 5. A very good book to start the month of November. Alright, so the next book that I read was The Shining by Stephen King, and I did read Dr. Sleep by Stephen King as well. I have to say that this has been my favorite horror novel, but then I read Dr. Sleep and I completely changed my thoughts on it. This book includes topics that relates to Stephen King's experiences, like recovering from alcoholism. The book is introduced with Jack Torrance, who is a recovering alcoholic who is married to Wendy Torrance, who they have a son named Danny Torrance. He's only 5 years old. He is uniquely gifted and possesses the shining. After losing his job, Jack Torrance, he accepts a position at the Overlook Hotel from the help of his friend. He becomes the caretaker for the hotel. This job allows him to reconnect with his family and catch up on his writing. Overlook Hotel it's an isolated, it's a haunted resort located in the Colorado Rockies. Once they move into the hotel, they meet the cook, Dick Halloran. He possesses the similar abilities that Danny, the 5-year-old, does. He starts explaining to Danny his gift. King starts explaining the history of the hotel when Jack Torrance goes to the attic and he sees a scrapbook, and all the history of the hotel is explained on there. The Overlook Hotel tries to possess Danny, the 5-year-old, but it's not able to, so then it possesses his dad, Jack Torrance. Jack Torrance, then he is possessed, so he tries to kill his wife Wendy, and he tries to kill Danny as well. I rated this a 4 out of 5 as well. I feel like it was very repetitive with Jack Torrance. It's basically my rating every time that I feel like it's boring in some points. I always give it a 4 out of 5. Other than that, it was a very good read, and I really enjoyed reading it for the very first time. Right, the third book that I read was Dr. Sleep by Stephen King, and in my preference, my opinion, I think I prefer it more than The Shining. I really enjoyed Danny Torrance as a man and as an adult. He is actually an alcoholic in the beginning, just like his father, but he gets the help with AA meetings. We are introduced to another character. Her name is Abra. It tells her life from when she is a baby and how she's able to do the same things that Danny does. Abra is able to communicate with him and all sorts of stuff. We are also introduced to the True Knot, who the leader is Rose, the one with the hat. The True Knot are the people who breathe out children's steam. Steam makes them strong and powerful. They have killed over a lot of children with The Shining, so they only look for kids with The Shining and they kill them until they have gotten their steam. But I really truly enjoyed Dr. Sleep. I decided not to watch the movie because I just love the book and I don't want my opinion to change. It's a 5 out of 5. I really loved it. I loved the ending. The fourth book that I read was The Immortalists by Chloe Benjamin. This one, wow. Okay, so in the beginning I thought it was kind of be like the 4 siblings have magic and they're able to tell the future and stuff like that, but it's nothing like that. The author did a very awesome job including a lot of detail from the characters. The 4 characters are siblings and they are introduced when they're on their way to a psychic to tell them the day that they're gonna die, and I think that this is something that I have never thought about, and just yesterday when I finished it, I sat down and thought how amazing it would be to know the day that you're gonna die. The author did an excellent job explaining every character. It's very sad when each of them get to know the day that they're gonna die, and I absolutely love this book. Simon is my favorite character. In the beginning there is a lot of gay sex, and which I've never read in a book, which is freaking awesome, and I really loved reading about it. And there's also about AIDS and how a lot of adolescents died because of AIDS. And at the end of the book I really cared deeply about each character. It's really not a book about dying, but I feel like it's more a book about how to live. So basically in the beginning they get to know the day that they die, and from there they are trying to build their life till they get to the day that they are meant to die. Simon, he is gay and he decides to leave his mom. Basically he says because he knows the day that he's gonna die young, so he leaves to San Francisco with his sister. I just love how the author explains in different chapters their life. I really truly recommend it. This is a 5 out of 5. It's a great, awesome read and I enjoyed it so much. Last but not least, I started reading Living to Tell the Tale by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. And this is actually an autobiography of him explaining his childhood and how he eventually became a writer. So I'm really enjoying this one right now. I think I'm going to finish it today, hopefully. But when I read autobiographies, I tend to take a little bit longer with them. That is all what I read in November. And some announcements before I end this video. I will be joining the 21 Days of Bookmas starting December 1st. And this was created by Haley in Bookland. So tomorrow I will be doing my first video, which is my December TBR. So stick around for that. And that's pretty much all. I will also be doing Vlogmas. So yay! So hopefully I'm able to catch up and be able to do all the videos. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to comment down below what you read for November. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. Peace. I'm so excited for Christmas. Bye.